everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's Brianna Ray from BriIY here to bring you my first of several customizing Funko Pops. A friend of mine had given me the idea in my last production that it would be kind of fun to order some custom Funkos that were designed after the characters that I've played in a lot of my theater productions. And I fell in love with the idea, and now I'm kind of on a kick. I did order some in the past, but for this video I wanted to do a couple of larger scale pop modifications, but before I get too far into it, I'm kind of gonna explain to you the process in this next clip. So here are all of my little friends that I have ordered in the past, and these were relatively inexpensive. I think they were somewhere between $50 and $60. I don't know exactly how much to order each of them, which is pretty good for like a fully custom pop. And I was wondering how they were so inexpensive, and I kind of figured out her process from there. Is that she was taking like pieces and parts from other Funko Pops that were like, you know, separated or were removed for other people customizing, and then kind of putting them together on her own to create like these custom looks. And I figured, well, obviously I can do that, on top of the fact that I was already kind of getting them and customizing them anyway, because as close as they were to what I wanted, they weren't fully perfect, and I really wanted them to be exactly as I kind of pictured in my head. So I added the lips, and I started like adding in extra details. Like on Lucy, I added this feather boa, which is literally just some like hot pink fuzzy yarn that you can crochet with, that I just kind of wrapped around her like a boa, because she's like, I can't really find anything for the boa. I can't really find anything that's like an authentic flapper look, which makes perfect sense because there's not really that many Funkos like that. But kind of going back through and looking at all the pieces that were available, I was able to tell like this is a head from like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's like her head from her Funko, with her like headband and stuff on it. And this bottom is like Gabriella from High School Musical. And she just went through and she repainted and added glitter, and I was like, well, heck, I can do that. What am I doing? Like, I can do that. That's not too difficult. And I added like all these little rhinestones along the edges. Her shoes were like open-toed. I switched them to closed-toed and then added some more glitter down there. I found these like tiny little pheasant feathers, I believe they were, in this like blue color, so that I was able to kind of make a more authentic like 1920s like headdress kind of vibe. I barely touched Heather Mack. She was like perfect, but not all of them come out this perfect all the time, so I wanted to be able to have a little bit more say in what I was doing and save a little bit of money while I was doing it, and that's what brought me here. So in this video, I'm going to be customizing two pops, and it's actually not even for this head. I'm just kind of using this as an example of filling in with some joint compound. You can fill in any holes that are left on your spare bits with joint compound like I got from the dollar store, or even hot glue as I did in some. But in this video, I'm going to be recreating two of my favorite characters that I've ever played, which is Karen the Computer from the SpongeBob musical, which you'll see on this body here, and also Sharpay Evans, which is who I'm sculpting that hat for out of polymer clay. Obviously, I can't sculpt the hat directly onto the head, so I did bake it separately, as you're going to see in this next clip. So when I was playing with this last night, it was too straight. So then this morning, and I was like bending it, and I was like, oh, well, when I bend it, it fits great. So this morning I came down and I was like, oh, I waited too long. Now it's like way too hard. And I was like, I don't know, can I still bend it? And I just tried, and then snapped this off. It is entirely too flat. It just looks stupid because it's tiny. So I needed to kind of wrap around if it's going to be tinier. So I just took some like mixed up garbage clay from like another project I did. I think this was from like the butterfly canes I did forever ago. And I just kind of created this same like wrapped under oval effect dot on top, and then stuck this under, and somehow I think this looks like a million times better. Okay, just gluing the hat on this kind of like angle that I like, and I'm going around and filling it in with a little bit of hot glue, just to make sure that there is no gapping and that we have a nice smooth surface to paint on. Maybe I'll experiment with some other ways for lips here, but I do still want her to have some eye shinies. I love when they have the eye shinies. So I've been kind of adding that into all of mine. So I'm just gonna dab in some white here. And just dot it on. Dab kind of like a big one and a littler one. There's that. All right, and now we're pretty much ready to assemble. There's my Sharpay, who's practically done. She's kind of wobbling around a bit, so I think I'm gonna want to pop a little hot glue in there just to make sure she stays. The real test here is going to be if she stays with this hat. I'm really dying to see how easily she's going to fall over. Promising that I can lift her up and the head stays on. And holy hell, she stands even with the hat. Okay, not very well. Let's stick her in one of these. The pops with the heels really struggle bus on this one a little bit. Okay. I will also say that I do have museum wax that I like to scoop out. This is like that clear stuff that they use in museums to keep pieces and parts together without damaging them. That way when I stick her in, she's got a little bit of extra support. And there she is, my Sharpay, all done, hat included, designed, outfit fully put together. I love her. There's some pieces and parts of it that are not perfect, don't get me wrong, but holy crap, this turned out even better than I think I was anticipating. But looks way better. For these paintings, I'm just gonna be really careful. I'm not gonna do any taping. But for the eyes here, so I kind of had just like these glasses, but they were regular glasses. Obviously I can't untint these shades. What I did in a drawing is I actually made the interior silver as well. So that is what I'm going to do on these. So I was really hoping that if I dipped this Q-tip in some peroxide and just started scrubbing on the dirty parts that it would come off. It's not coming off. So I'm gonna have to repaint this, which is super unfortunate for me. All right, I'm gonna need another coat on that purple hair, but I think now it's time to head over to the body here a little bit. So I'm feeling pretty good about this guy shape-wise compared to the original. I'm gonna need the legs to be green, the shoes, and most of this outfit to be silver. Okay, so while the laid on thick and then dry it with a hairdryer technique did kind of work, save for some of this messiness on the back, I do think that there has to be a more effective way to do this. So I'm actually going to go over everything in a white first, just to make sure that this color underneath doesn't come through. Last thing I really wanted to do to Karen, I actually wanted to take some glue. I wanted to add some twinkle onto these like shoulder bits. Well, they were shoulder bits in the actual costume, but they're actually just sleeves here. And I'm gonna take this big thing of glitter and I'm gonna dunk her in. Are you ready for the Karen reveal? I sure hope so. Ta-da! So, when I was putting her head on, I touched it and left a fingerprint again. So she's still drying a touch. But look at how fun. And it's still not perfect. I did kind of jazz up her lips a little bit. I kind of went around with just like a felt tip pen, which was easy because I had colored over basically her entire face. It was already fairly matte, so it drew on very nicely. And then I just popped a little bit of white gel pen in the middle to kind of create this like open mouth look that I quite like, actually. I'm also just generally really excited about the fact that Karen can stand without needing one of these little plates. I'm gonna give her one anyway. I'll probably give her the small one because she doesn't need it as much, even though she has like those. Oh, well, it popped her head off. Excellent. Love that for me. And I just fingerprinted her thing again. Damn it. Oh, God. And there we have them. Finally finished with limited stress. But these are the first two in my collection of a series of Funkos that I want to make based off of characters that I have played in the past. And I've got this whole plan for like a big setup and like a display style thing that I'm going to do in my next video with some of my less complex transformations, which are primarily just going to be a lot of painting. So stick around for the second installment of this little series, and hopefully you guys liked what you saw. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!